Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend, where we are at a bit of a crossroads here. First of all of our crossroads are about to complete, so I think I want to go back to military production, and then we need to figure out where we're going to apply our military for maximum benefit. We definitely need to either break peace with Pink and attack them while they're busy fighting Red, or we need to break the truce with Purple and go after them. We also kind of need to get a spy in Red's territory so that I can figure out what's happening with them. Hold on. Let's get the grasp of the situation here. So is it Purple still at war with both the cults? Yes, they are. Red is at war with Pink. We know that. Yeah, okay. So Pink is at peace with me and Blue. We don't actually know where Blue is, do we? I thought they were down here based on the fact that all the armies we saw attacking these guys from over there. But they must be over here, I guess? They must be somewhere where they've met Pink. So, attacking Pink has some ramifications, potentially diplomatically. And Pink is likely to be a little bit stronger. I think we saw certainly an awful lot of health on their units, if not a lot of actual killing power. We're usually pretty good at fighting high health units due to the way Predator's Mark works, but it does mean like we have to be able to stay away from them, obviously, long enough to fight them. It looks to me like Pink must have been doing a lot of retreating. They have a lot of units that look like they've retreated recently. It's possible they're just going to lose the war with Red. Red is certainly a victory threat. I think I'm less likely to want to attack them because they're probably going to be a little bit stronger. Although, actually, their units look kind of crappy. I still would like to have them as a trading partner more than as an enemy, though. It's hard to trust the other AI. You know the roving clans won't attack you because of the game rules, preventing them from doing that. Also, we got spied on here. Dinej has been the target of the infiltration action decreased population. That is obviously Purple's doing. I don't know that it matters a huge amount. I guess we may as well do a roundup, see if we can wound the spy. Our security is at 0% due to the rebellion, and it's not getting any better. We're at 96% ownership. Yep, all of this unhappiness is just approval or disapproval from expansion, pretty much. And Dinej already has both sewers and a market. Still this unhappy. It also has some science buildings, which are not doing anything for us right now except causing us upkeep. Alright, we can't destroy things in a city until it is at 100% approval. Let's see. Or not 100% approval, but 100% ownership. They did have Jaguarak briefly. Did they build any science buildings in Jaguarak? They sure did. Well, we certainly don't need to keep these. Okay, Leald is also only at 96%. So I'm uncertain. I'm uncertain who the right target for our next war declaration is. It would probably be helpful to get a spy into Purple's territory. Also, man, that infiltration is not cheap. And we have to get to what is it? We have to get to 478 influence for this step of our quest. So we probably want to redevote some of our citizens to influence production. Let's figure out where that makes sense. Here in nothing, we're just making money. Right now, 478 influence with this number is going to be about 5 turns away. Maybe we just don't place a spy until then, because I really do want to get our faction quest moving again. When we finish this step, we'll get some glass steel that we don't need so badly anymore. Then we'll also know what we need to do. Yeah, I kind of don't want to spend a bunch of influence placing a spy right now, I think. So, the other thing we could do is we could take some other cities and move them over to influence production. Try to get this done a little bit faster. I don't really want to add turns to the right-of-way. These ones are both really close to done. Alright, that's a little bit better. Might end up producing our military troops pretty slowly at first here. Alright, well let's get our current armies sort of in this direction. And I guess we'll equip Ziema Adya over here, because I don't know what else to do with her. I don't want to make her a spy just yet, obviously. But I want to put her in a position where she's getting XP. We could make her a governor temporarily. I mean, she can certainly just sit in a city. She only has a 3-turn reassignment cooldown. Yeah, we'll just put her in Leold for a second here. She can govern Leold until the market finishes, and then get the XP from that. We get to spend her skill points over again, so I have to decide, do I want to make her... She's such a good combat unit. She seems to have really good combat stats right now. And the leveled up infantry hero is really powerful. Yeah, alright. I think we're going to plan for her to be a combat unit. Actually, do I want to grab Armor Engineer? Like, are we going straight for Ice in the Veins? I do like Ice in the Veins, but maybe we want to stop and just grab all the points of Iron Taskmaster first. Obviously, it's pretty great to get up to Rallying Call. Now, let's head for the top of the tree. All that bonus health is really nice, though. And then you pretty much can't move. Because they don't want to have to move him across the lava again. Alright, well I guess you're good where you are. So, at the current rate of influence production, we're doing okay on this. I really do need to get another spy running as well. So as it stands right now, we need 3 more turns. Right, yeah, 2 more turns is not quite going to get us there. So we'll figure that out in a second. Peace with blue. Yes. I'll do that. Nice to temporarily have a mutual friend. It looks to me like red is maybe going to start beating pink, running an awful lot of units up very confidently into their territory. Which makes me think it might be time for us to make some stuff happen with pink. Not because I think it's particularly valuable. Oh, right, I'm at peace with them, so I can't attack their units in my territory. Not because I think it's necessarily particularly valuable for pink to be out of the game, but because they're distracted when we get some territory. I do love free territory. They have 2 Kazanji villages over here, 2 Silix villages up here. Rallian would be a cool city to own. What would be the cost of breaking my peace treaty with them? Back to Cold War is 99. It's very awkward. Thing is, I really don't want this settler to get anywhere, obviously. Slow down our faction quest a little bit. Also, our spy hit level 4 here. We could, like, drop a morale decrease on them. Really just shatter their ability to fight back against red. I do worry about putting red into too good of a position to win the game. Like, we want to keep them from getting too much of pink's land. Yeah, man, we want to spend influence so badly. It's a real tough time for us to build up 478 in the bank all at once. All right, let's It would be 3 more turns at our current rate of saving. It's just too much time. So we're only at 6 industry per turn. We cannot build military units here. Those times are absurd. I guess we need to pick up canal system. No, that's not very good either. Honestly, the problem here is our approval level. We're just too miserable. Yeah, okay. Maybe we need to try a technology steal. See if they have bread and circuses. The AI often doesn't pick it up, though, it seems like. I could really use it. It'd be like 1,500 dust to buy it out. 1,650. Yeesh. And we have a couple of cities where we could build dust refineries after we get to our influence threshold. Yeah, the problem is the unhappiness just has us in a place where we can't do stuff. Like, we can't do anything. And if we take pink cities, it's just going to get worse. But if we don't take pink cities, then we run the risk of red taking them all and shutting us out of some of the power gain from this war. Which is bad both for the reason of us not getting power and also bad for the reason of red getting too much power. Alright, let's take a quick look at the luxuries market. So we have a fair amount of money. We don't have any wine left. We could purchase enough dye to make a booster. I'm thinking that, like, it would be really nice if we could just boost ourselves out of our extremely low approval level, but there's almost no luxuries available on the market. We could get grass silk. It's going to be way too expensive, though. Well, I do only have to buy 30. At this point, though, not actually going to be super valuable, right? We're producing 54 gold per turn, or 54 dust per turn from our trade routes. So actually, this grass silk is pretty good. We buy 30 of it. It's going to be 123 for the first batch of 10, and then more for the second batch, then even more than that for the third batch. So we can't actually afford 30 grass silk right now. We can definitely afford some dyes, though. Let's buy 15 dye. This isn't going to get us over an approval threshold or anything. It's just going to help a lot with our terrible influence problem. Oh, we are at 100% approval in these cities now, so we can get rid of the science buildings that we do not get any benefit from, but that are costing us money. So at 105 influence per turn, we're 2 turns off of being in position to move our faction quest forward. It would still slow us down by a whole turn to Cold War Pink. But I really don't want to let them get this settler through. I want to keep them bottled up. I think I'm going to do it. And I think they're less in a position to be able to follow up with violence against me than they were before. Let's go and attack here. This guy doesn't really have any movement left, so we'll be able to attack him again at the beginning of our next turn. Which is to say, he is going nowhere. Yeah, you just kind of have to stay put. You guys don't really want to go anywhere either. Alright, so let's talk about this. What do we start building over here? Well, it's all way too expensive to actually complete. I mean, we're going to need a central market eventually. Okay, over here we have a lot of room for basics yet. Yeah, it's just too expensive to build troops. Too expensive to do anything, really. We could sell some strategics for dust, I suppose. What are the prices of this stuff now? 16.5 each and 20 each. Wow, that's actually pretty good. If I did this right now, we could try to get to enough grass silk to pop the booster. Because it's going to pay itself off over the 10 turns it's active. Also, we could really use a bit of an approval push. So, out of curiosity here, let's buy 10. The next batch is going to be 160, and then the batch after that, if we extrapolate a little bit, might be in the range of 200. So I'd have to be able to get to 360 dust in order to do that. That's extremely doable. Oh wow, titanium is not very valuable at all. Okay, that's got us fairly close to content. If we could pop one more booster of something, we'd be okay. Unfortunately, that is not looking very doable. Alright, so as it stands right now, we are 3 turns off of our Empire plan, moving forward. Or our faction quest, moving forward. If we did a text deal, would that change it? It would be 48, so it would move us down to 176. And then in 3 turns, we'd be at 4. So no, actually, this does not change the amount of time we need to move our faction quest forward. They do have dust alchemy. That's a pretty good tech. I mean, it's a little bit awkward because obviously it only we have to build for it. And we really can't afford to do a lot of building right now. But it's definitely the direction we want to be going in. And Gulayawa, of course, is uncatchable. Once more, remains uncatchable. Yeah, we're so close to being able to push up to content. At least in some of our cities. See, we are content in Dells now. That's nice. Alright, let's make sure we kill this guy before he can move on their next turn, and we'll put ourselves in position. Obviously, I don't want to declare war in the next couple of turns, but if pink loses any territory to red or anything, it'd be pretty good for us. Okay, green pushed us back down to Cold War. Doesn't really make a ton of sense. Ah, it pushed us down to Cold War so that they could pillage my stuff. Oh no, actually we're being pillaged over here by what appears to be a neutral minor faction army, but is instead, like, almost certainly a privateer, right? Because this is not what neutral faction armies look like. Well, that's an annoying thing for them to be doing. We should probably be doing the same to pink, I think, at this point. 'Cause I'm going to need stuff. We're going to need things over here. Alright, so we are pillaging that. We get it all in one turn, right? Because I believe the base... Yeah, the base fortification health, you can see down there, for watchtowers is 30. And our army has a siege damage of 39. So we're going to get some dust off of this. We're also going to rile Pink up, but I don't think they're going to be any more riled up than they were about me murdering their settler. And then, here in the capital, we can begin the construction of more military units, because in the capital, we can actually do that. What does our military thing look like right now? It's just archers. Well, we should probably have some non-archer units. Is my official feeling on that. He says, building an archer. I meant to click on mist. Here's a question. Do I want to change the design of the mist? Well, first of all, we do in fact want to armor up at least. Do I want to change the design of the mist to use titanium weaponry? So we have a little bit more titanium, although our income of glass steel is a lot higher. But like if we were to go to titanium great claws here, we drop to 50 initiative. The thing I'm thinking here is just that, you know, we're not really getting the advantage of the claws with the sweep strike back if we're not getting hit before we attack. But also, we got to kill archers, and that's not going to get less true. We're going to be fighting a lot more melee against Pink, though. Yeah, alright, let's go this way. We'll build one or two of those guys to complement our army. And in Uska, where we have finished right away, we got to get going on dust refineries and stuff. Actually, we don't have a market here yet. Let's get going on this market. Yeah, I would love to renegotiate peace with Green, and I totally will, but we really need to let the stockpile happen. God, I hope my read is right here, and that Pink is just going to be way too busy fighting Red to have at me right now. So we pillaged this thing. That'll show them. Got ourselves 120 dust plus a bunch of healing. The pillage reward is based on what you actually pillaged. And ignore this Guardian Slayer quest. Also, there's a sea monster. Somebody built a Guardian. Yeah, what you get is dependent on what you pillage. You always get health and dust for pillaging a watchtower, for example. I do want the Adamantian coming in, but do we want to maybe... Yeah, I want to build this dust refinery first. Really, really, really want to get toward a more dust-based economy. So, you guys did a wonderful job there. Can we... we cannot quite get in range to pillage this one next turn, but we totally will. And you can see we made it inoperable for a few turns, which obviously is helpful if you're trying to do stealth stuff. Alright, so next turn we get our faction quest moving along. This is definitely the next tech I really want. We might be able to buy it soon. Pillages will certainly help. Alright, come on. Nice, easy next step to a faction quest. Boy, they really are aggressively producing units, aren't they? Milran's garrison's up to 7. Perform a level 4 decreased population or a level 4 target governor action in any infiltrated city to earn the Tower of the Consecrate. +1 resource on extractors in this city. Okay. Well, I guess we'll do that. They have another settler running out here. They have some ended with, honestly, not very good stats. You guys don't really want to do anything. We're just sitting here healing. Oh no, we're not healing. That's right. I don't regenerate health on lava. We can't get into Pink's territory because they have vision of all of this, apparently. If I step into Red's territory, I'll be attacked. So actually, this assassin is just dead. The only way I could possibly survive is to step into Pink, like, if we stand in this tile... No, that's a district. We are visible right there. Yeah, shoot. This unit's too injured to cross the lava. Well, that sucks. I guess the guy can just sit there forever. Alright, so we're back to producing units. We could probably pull some people off of influence here. A level 4 decreased population is very doable with Gulayawa. Unfortunately, it is going to reveal our position in the city, because obviously a decrease in population is not really mistakable. Yeah, that sucks. I wish it could. I wish they'd given you a larger group of choices. I'd love to perform like a level 4 reduce morale on pink. That would be cool. But reducing the population of the city does very, very little to them. All right. Move people back over to other stuff. We are not, like I said, I'd love to get to a dust economy, but we are not in a position yet where it makes sense for people to be dust focused. Because as far as building things goes, dust is somewhere around a quarter as effective. Well, it depends on what techs you have and everything. But basically, we just are not, we do not get enough value out of dust in terms of completing constructions right now for us to be focused on it over industry. Hopefully we can get there. All right, let's talk to Green. Hey Green, what the hell with the declaration of Cold War? I don't want Cold War with you. I want infinite peace. I can just give him a tech. Alright, looks like I can give him about half my glass steel stock. That's a much, much cheaper deal. Not that I mind them having tech, but I really need to keep my influence high. Okay. Once we've... Because I'm kind of waiting for them to get distracted. Like, the fact that there are 6 units here is tough for me. I'd really like this thing to empty out a little bit. But maybe Red's not posing enough of a threat to them to get them to empty their garrisons. I mean, I guess they must not be, right? Because Pink has not emptied their garrisons. In fact, they're just building up more and more and more units here all the time. Alright, Syria Lastra. So we gotta figure out what we want to do with you. Do I want you to be an army hero or a spy? Because you're getting pretty close to the good ranged hero skills. In particular, like perfectly balanced to be really, really great for us. This war might be a little bit larger and more difficult than the last one. Let's just plan to have both of our combat heroes as actual combat heroes. Alright, we are 3 turns off of level 4 when we can move our faction quest forward yet again. We do not have a lot of easy pillages here anymore. You can step into their territory. Interesting. Despite the fact that they no longer have a watchtower here, we can't just walk in. I thought when this watchtower went down that we'd be able to walk in behind it, but apparently they still have real vision of these tiles. Well, we can go fight that settler, but we're going to pull the garrison of their city. Go harass the settler, but that leaves us pretty out of position. I think I'd rather just hang out, like, over here, just wait on the road. 2 turns away from having actual trade route possibilities with red. That's probably worth spending some influence on. Yep, I guess we're just hanging out. Hanging out here on the not quite road into Leold. Although I probably want to be close enough to the city to see its banner, actually. The roving clans were the first to defeat 3 armies led by a hero. Kind of unusual. I wonder how much the AI is just like stepping on lava. Because it's weird that almost every unit we've seen so far has been pretty badly damaged. We attack this guy from this side. Nope, it doesn't help. Alright, I do want to attack the settler, obviously, but I don't want to do it when they're going to get their garrison. Alright, How Weird probably just continues producing military units. Yeah, I think that's right. Alright, so Red is boasting a pretty huge army right up on its coast here, or on its border. They haven't actually made any headway. Oh, nope, never mind. They totally have made some headway. This would be a really good time for Pink to maybe dislodge some units from this garrison and go fight if they want to live. Seems like they maybe just don't, though. Okay, apparently that settler had enough distance there to live. Your job is to stay on that guy. So I guess we're going to watch this unfold a little bit. We definitely have the influence for a war declaration. I'm wondering if we maybe need to be up here ready to attack that city. We want to get our piece of this. Okay, so we have the approval buildings in this city. It's not enough. Sorry, we don't have all of the approval buildings. I think I want to continue saving because we actually do want to buy bread and circuses. I don't think the AI is going to get it. Working hard on the balance of building a reasonable dust economy while still holding an army. I'm kind of hoping that Pink manages to fight this off, but just barely. Red attacks, or Pink attacks, whoever. The battle goes very, very bloodily and violently. Pink comes out narrowly the winner, and then we declare war, swoop in, and steal the city. They want stuff from me for peace. Seems a little desperate to me. There's the battle. Red didn't quite manage to pull it off. It does look like they'll get it this next turn, though. And there's not anything I can do about it. I can't make Pink defend themselves in a reasonable manner. So the question is just, do I think I could, like, run up and steal Raelian, maybe? I don't know. Maybe. Alright, this feels like a terrible waste, but let's decrease population because it is our quest. Spy was unnoticed while performing the action. Unfortunately, they've just received a message, like the one that we saw at the beginning of the video, that says, in this city, the decreased population action was performed, so they will probably do a roundup now. At home your influence grows, while abroad your shadow looms large over the land. With the new methods you learn, it is only a matter of time before you and Ziema will have your vengeance. Every night, Ziema wakes screaming. I am always first in her chambers, first to hold her, gently rock her and tell her that she's safe now, that they can't hurt her anymore. Last night, as I cradled her, she whispered her nightmares to me. Dark visions of sharpened blades, faceless monstrosities, her body twisted into painful geometries. The Draken inflicted pain, but he never scared me, not like the Vaulter woman. Ziema tells me the woman was cruel, methodical, and never uttered a single word. Her methods seemed almost familiar. I ask her what cause this Vaulter woman might have had to wish to harm her. Ziema goes still as stone in my Ziema goes still as stone in my arms. I remember. During one of her earliest missions for the Warfarer's divinity, she tells me, her scouting party came across a small company of Vaulters in forgotten territory. All escaped, save for one young girl who they imprisoned in a threadbare cell in a crumbling fort. Ziema was the guard. A malicious forgotten interrogator tortured her for secrets she didn't possess. After every interrogation, the girl begged me to help her, but I was too cowardly to do anything, she says. One day we unlocked her cell and simply left. Darkness begets darkness, I whisper. One question remains. How did they find us on that night? Think the one who always watched, still and silent, can answer that riddle. I suspect he is a forgotten. Her words stun me. One of our own? If this is true, we can only outwit this forgotten by improving old methods, while learning new deceits. The three who tortured Ziema still roam free. If they are to be found, new methods of inquiry must be learned, new tools and technologies seized. Evolve your empire into a true power in the shadows by building the Tower of the Consecrate in 3 cities with at least 1 population from pacified villages. So just 3 cities that have pacified villages. And our reward will be a research cost reduction for Era 3 technologies. Well, that's not terrible. So, unfortunately, the Tower of the Consecrate is 600 industry. I almost wonder if a quest victory might be available to us. Like, there's certainly no way that we could win a wonder victory, but maybe we could follow our faction quest all the way to the end and then get the same type of victory we got with the Alayi. Not impossible. Alright, I think we're refusing this. I'm certainly not paying them for peace. And like I said, they're probably going to perform a roundup in Horlocken now, so I wonder if we should just bounce the spy over to Melantur. Thinking here that, first of all, Pink may not be that long for the world anyway. It may not be that useful for us to have a spy in their empire any longer. And secondly, that we're going to get chased out of the city no matter what. Alright, we have successfully infiltrated Melantur, where they are currently building... What is that? Is that a stockpile? It is, in fact, a stockpile. This city has Nyctalopian lenses, dust refineries, plow factories. Jeez. Hyperium extractor. So Red's way ahead. Man, maybe Red is the victory threat. Alright. 2157 to buy one of these out, so that's not happening. Yeah, Howard, Dells, and Leold are, in fact, the cities where we are best at building things. It's just that we're not very good at building things. And again, our approval levels play a part in that. Well, we're saving up as best we can. We're going to get bread and circuses. Once we have bread and circuses, then we're going to probably jump up to empire-wide content at least. This will help with our outputs a little bit. Still pretty nervous, though. What would be the cost of a war declaration on Pink? 165. So if we were to try to take something here, not exactly cheap. Kinda want to declare on them. And then at least we could like move in here and see what's what. This big lava river is a huge pain, though. Don't really want to have to cross a lava river right before fighting enemies. And we need to have a plan for dealing with red as well. Purple's almost out of the game, which is good for us in the sense that, like, this territory would be really easy for us to take. I don't know that we will necessarily. How many turns are left on my truce? 1. Okay, maybe the right thing to do here is to turn around and go after purple. We can declare war on them pretty easily. We can just take their cities instead of letting them fall to green. Yeah, that might be a good way to get some some more land. Gain a little bit of building power. Plus, if all of purple cities were to actually fall, red would fill in some of this territory. If we take this stuff, we can keep red from settling past us, probably. So up here in nothing, I think it's got to just be working on a central market. I think we got to focus on the towers a little bit. I want to just finish this Predator. Yeah, I guess this is not the bottleneck anyway, right? Even finishing the Predator, we're still done with the tower before it's done in Leold. Oh man, look at that. Okay, yeah, we're declaring war on purple next turn. My people are going to be even angrier. Well, maybe not next turn, because they did regenerate their garrison. We're going to have to figure this out a little bit. Okay, so back to truce with you guys. The next spy we find may well be used for sport by our hunters. What are you talking about? Did we spy on purple? I mean, we did at one point. Like, way back. Ziyama Adya was spying on purple. It's not really a concern now. Yeah, I don't think I can stop red from taking over all the pink stuff, and red is going to be a serious concern very soon. Oh, green burned down to Quakic. Man, I was going to steal that. Maybe we can still get Tyrol. Yeah, Tyrol is very takeable. It also looks like it's maybe not any good as a city, but again, like, if we can just keep these areas from becoming available to red, that would be pretty good, I think. And then, of course, we got to close our borders to them so that they can't just take over despite us having settled them out. And that'll leave a huge amount of the map that's pretty much just available to me. We got to get to the point where we can afford to take it over. I should probably pin my faction quests so that I don't forget what it is, although we are working on it. Yep, and you're just stuck there forever. You know what? Actually, red has not closed their borders to me. I can run through here and grab this ruin. Well, adamantium's fine, I suppose. I would rather have pulled, 500 dust or something. Hey, here's a question. What does my empire plan look like? That's 180. It would be 540 influence to get 25 approval. It would be huge. We should really do it. That probably means that I want to devote some cities to influence if I want to be able to do that and also potentially declare war on purple. So, also, this winter has come very slowly, and I'm really appreciative. This is like exactly the moment when I need that to happen. So we need to move some people over to influence. Who is doing the stuff that is least mission critical? Move you guys over. No, that's not a good idea. Yeah, the cities that are working on the tower really can't move over. You could move over. That doesn't really hurt us. It's going to take forever for this thing to get built either way. Probably don't want to disrupt Jagarak building that market. So, a war declaration would be 150. Which means we have to have 690 influence if we want to be able to take on this war declaration. We have 3 turns left at 82 influence per turn. We are very comfortably going to pass that amount. However, if we declare war, we're declaring war to take a city, right? And that's going to raise the cost of that empire plan considerably. So, we do need to move somebody else to influence. Yeah, much as I want Nathan to get its market done, I think we have to do this. That's going to leave us more in the neighborhood of 800 influence, which is probably going to be enough. Let's see, we have 9 cities. Cost of this is 180. So we could reasonably assume that at 10 cities it would be 200, which would make this 600. So yeah, this should be enough. This should be enough that we can afford to declare war next turn. And take Tural. Part of me doesn't want to. Part of me wants to try to, like, run hard for Niegor and see if we can get it, because my concern is that we're not going to. My concern is that Green is going to burn that down. I really don't want Red to settle into this territory, because then it's going to be harder to block them out from the other stuff. But yeah, I think we're going to have to declare here. Yeah, we have to make this work. Actually, siege first, just in case any goofiness, and then I don't think I want to include these reinforcements. Let's auto-resolve and grab that city real quick. And the reason I don't want to include those reinforcements is just in case we can make something out of their action point, although it looks like no, we will not be able to. So now we run really, really hard for that city, and at 111 influence, yeah, we're still totally good, provided that this costs the amount I think it will cost. Yeah, 600. Cool. Cool, we are good. I'm hoping that we're going to get down here and find that this city is standing but savaged, and that we can just take it with this army. Tural, of course, is going to need some real basic stuff, probably. Oh, no, honestly, they've built a lot of the basics. Central Market would be nice. Probably. Yeah, we're still producing a fair amount of industry here. Okay. How close can you guys get to the city next turn? Cannot attack it, but we can get right up on it. Here's hoping that it is still available by the time I can reach it. It would really help if Purple had built, like, any roads. Apparently they did not have the road tech. Oh. Yep. Fair enough. Now, Red's not going to eliminate Pink from the game because Pink does have this island, remember. But I think they have eliminated Pink from our landmass. So if we closed our borders to red... Oh, wait a minute. Red can't take purple's stuff, right? Because they're probably not at war with purple. Yeah, purple would not have declared war on red. It is still a danger. It is still a danger because the city could just get burned. Alright. Let us do our best to get in here and steal it before it can be destroyed. And then it's going to be me versus red in an economic battle, which does not bode super well for me, if I'm being... Oh, God. Well, it looks to me like this may not go my way. All the boosters ended, which is a real shame. This is a bad time for that. Get our tools of the enemy up here. Ink has sent us a warning, and yep, okay. Niagor burns. So now we need to do two things. First of all, we need to get together the influence to ban red from our territory, which we cannot do now, but we must do soon. We really, really need that empire plan to go off. So, like I said, cannot do now, must do soon. And secondly, we need to seal this up as quickly as possible. We have to get a settler out down here. Don't want to do that. We're so close. This is very frustrating. Okay. So, we need a settler very badly, but all of our cities that are any good at building things at all are engaged in building these stupid towers. We can build a settler pretty quickly out of the capital. I guess this doesn't even cause a bottleneck. This is probably the way to do this. That's annoying. And that settler is very far away from where we need him to be. But if we can close up Niagor pretty quickly, and then close our borders to red, we don't have to worry about them settling on the rest of the continent. That'll be a big, big move for us. Purple does not seem to have been defeated. They must have a landmass somewhere. Okay, we can see a little bit of the blue border right there. So there is land down here. Interesting. I need boat tech. Okay, so... who wants to focus on influence? Man, I really need all of this stuff to finish. I guess here in Jaguarak we might be able to move people over. Yeah, it's not going to add any time to the central market. Because we need to be able to buy our empire plan. We need the approval extremely desperately. And then we need to be able to close our borders shortly afterward. Closing borders is way expensive. I guess we could issue a warning now. Yeah, that'll be worthwhile. And that won't pull us below the threshold on our empire plan. Okay. Go back to this ruin. Let's see, we have quite a bit of this stuff. Price has gone way down. And we're still short 400 dust. Well, 300 something. 300 in the low 300s. We're not going to be able to make that up, right? Actually, no, we probably are. We sell titanium until this button lights up, then we buy this. That pushes us up to 29 right now. So yeah, the approval boost from the Empire plan is going to be really nice. Red's pillaging us all over the place. Not a lot I can do about that. Alright, we have a tense couple of turns coming up here. Winter. Honestly, this is probably fine. I think this is an okay time for this. as okay as any time's going to be. We got a quest. Be at war in the next... Man, that's nice. That's a nice amount of dust that we really just are not going to be able to pursue. Okay. Pink has decreased the diplomatic costs with us. That's interesting. You don't see the AI use that infiltration action very often. Alright, I'm curious to see where they're going with this. Somebody built the Alchemic Institute. I have a guess. Was it red? Yep, it sure was. So purple is now well and truly defeated, which means that there's a bunch of fortresses off my shore that would not be difficult to take over. Liawa is making progress inside of Red's territory. We are getting spied on all over the place. Okay, so closed borders is 253 right now. We're just going to check back on that every turn and do it as soon as we can afford to do it. I mean, we should get started on this. This is where we're going, I guess. So attacking Red would seem to be folly. I don't know how we could possibly survive a war with Red. Their army is massive. Their units are remarkably poorly statted, though. Huh. They built the Alchemic Institute in a city they took like 2 turns ago. You know, here's something I don't know. If you are building a wonder and somebody else takes that city from you, do they take it with all the progress still on the wonder? I wonder if this was the Draken having worked on this a bunch and then Red getting there right before they finished it. I'm not paying enough attention to have known. Alright, so Shipyard would be 1600. It's probably not happening. Minus 50 XP on Hero and City, plus 50 on... Okay, whatever. That does not really matter. Yeah, we're going to lose out on a bunch of the pearls here. The Red's massive and pretty fast army. And also Green's army. Yeah, that's inconvenient and also not a thing I can afford to do anything about. I just don't have the time or resources. We're going to get what pearls we can. And we have got to get this settler finished. Well, we can grab this ruin at least. Oh, lust for loot, huh? That's interesting. Okay, yep, not really my concern. Pink is shouting at me from across the ocean. We should take Andoran from them. It's going to be a little tricky, though, because they seem to have pretty good control of the seas. Alright, Red is pillaging me all over the place, using really obviously not neutral armies to do the deed. These guys are just mercenaries. They're probably... Yeah, their stats are terrible. We can just ride up there and stomp on them. I think that's going to have to be the play here. We probably are not going to be able to get Lust for Loot done. We would have to be able to get inside Red's territory without Red killing our guys, and that's not going to happen. You can just... Oh, man, we're not going to be able to hunt for pearls over here because Green is all over here. You just have to get back into my territory, I think. If Red gets Niagor, it's going to be pretty annoying for us. Because then we're going to have to try to stop them from just fast settling all the way up here, which they totally are going to want to do. We're 2 turns off of the settler being completed. We do have roads most of the way down into Niagor. Whoa, 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 whoa. Those aren't dust lights, are they? Yo, it's turn 82. I guess it's turn 82. You know, that's not actually that crazy. I think we're gonna lose. I think Red is going to... Yeah, Red's going to be able to build the Temple of the Earth's core. And we're probably pretty unlikely to be able to stop them. So I guess at this point, the only hope we have is burning them out, right? We're just going to have to kill them. They have a ton of units, but they don't have a ton of good units. We're unlikely to be able to talk the cult into fighting them on our behalf, I think, this time. We should check and see if closed borders is... Man, the cost of that really is not coming down at all. I mean, I guess we will have saved more than the warning cost, probably. This is rough, though. Alright, let's kill their army of privateers. We can get rid of this. Yeah, that's actually very, very easy. Okay, apparently I needed to do it myself, though. Really shouldn't have lost a unit there. You know, I guess there were enough of them that losing a unit was maybe not actually avoidable. Alright, I'm going to try to keep an eye out for this settler. So where do we want to actually put the city down? There's a group of anomalies over here. This is where Purple had the city. But I'm wondering if I want to settle it a little bit more over here for joint defense purposes. We could put it right there on that cliff next to the Rumbling Stones. And any of this territory is going to be kind of crummy because it's a desert. Yeah, all right. Let's run one more turn out here. And my goal with this is just to get the borders closed before I forget. And then we'll stop there for the day. I think I got a little behind in the mid game here. Hell out of my territory. I got a little behind in the mid-game. I did not do a good job of controlling... we may as well finish one step ahead. Did not do a good job of controlling the approval level of my empire, and we're suffering very badly for it. Settler's been produced. If we were to settle here, we're talking about 3 turns of travel. 4 turns of travel. If we were to settle over here, it's actually the same number of turns of travel, and this is a better city. But this is also a city that's difficult for us to defend. Over here, it's you know, sort of rolled in with the defense of all the other cities. I like this better, I think. Okay. Let's try to get the city down. I think that's where we'll end it. So like this army here. We could attack them here inside of my borders. If I attack them from this side, I don't think we get Leold's garrison. Tyrol still doesn't even have a garrison. We could, you could create Ziema Adya as an army on Tyrol as reinforcements. Because there's a lot of them. Their stats aren't great, but their number here might be a problem. We're not going to be able to keep them off the archers. Yeah, alright. I'm going to run down here, and my goal here is just to try to snipe any red settlers that we see enter the territory. Try to get this settler in place. So we are 4 turns off of having Revelatory Nightmares, or at least this step of Revelatory Nightmares completed. Mash here to try to get my guys over to that pearl deposit before anybody else does. Alright, we are being pillaged yet again by a red army. Oh dear, a red army that was forced out of our borders in the wrong direction. Well, if we mash our settler over to here, he gets attacked next turn, but he gets to settle immediately afterward. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay here. I don't think they can actually kill my my settler. Okay, yeah, this is going to happen. There's nothing we can do about it. Well, that's not true. We could pursue peace with red. I do not... Something tells me I do not think they will give it to us. You know, that's not that hard to get. Well, maybe it is. Because, right, they're negative on a lot of our technologies. And I want Gulayawa to... Yeah, I want to level up a little bit before going after an infiltration action. City does only have 40 security. That's good for us. God, we are so close to actually being happy. Could I push this over with dyes? Is there enough dye on the market? There's not enough dye on the market. There's a ton of grass silk. Grass silk would push us over if we could afford it. Sale prices of our resources are not super high. So what, it's going to be 70 and then like 100 and... Yeah, we're nowhere near the amount of dust it would take to buy enough for a booster. You know, I'm going to pillage their stuff right back. Okay, so we definitely want to mash the move button here. If we get far enough forward, they won't be able to stop me from settling the city on my next turn. We'll lock them out of the rest of the continent, and then from there, I don't really have a strong plan. What's up? Force peace. Oh. That's true. They can do that as Draken. Okay. That's fine with me. And that's their settler. Okay. So we retreat here. Then I attack their settler, who cannot retreat because he does not have enough health. Okay, we have one of these things up now. I guess we got to build military units. I really think the only chance we have of making sure that Red cannot win is to do horrible violence to them. And I don't think that that's a thing that's going to be really easy for us, but I do think it's what we're going to have to do. Alright, so you have your orders. Put the city down immediately. We're at 55 luxury costs right now. So yeah, we're not going to be able to get anywhere close to this. How far off are we? $74. Oh, then 74 again. Actually, demand did not rise as quickly as I thought, or the price did not rise due to demand as quickly as I thought it was going to. That put us up to 40. And then we can sell some resources here. We need 5 more. Okay, we can pop this booster now. And then we just mash the hell out of the button there. Lock up Niagara for orange, and since our borders are closed, probably lock red out of settling anymore at all. Although we know they have boats, so they could try to settle around us. The area doesn't usually love doing that, but If we give them no choice, who knows? Okay, yeah, get out of my territory. Alright, so Red has closed their borders to us. Green has gone back to Cold War, which is an annoying thing. I pillaged that watchtower, basically just out of spite. Do love spite. I'm going to come down here and we're going to pillage this watchtower. Uliyawa's level 3. Listen, we got a lot of choices to make here that we're not going to make right now. Okay, great. Dust to Rust is occurring. We got to donate Adamantium. Well, fortunately, that is the one we know how to mine. So we can maybe get a piece of this. Next turn, our faction quest will move forward a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. We might still have a chance here. I'm discouraged by how close Red is to victory. But if we were to eliminate Red from the game, I think that probably sews it up for us. It is unlikely that Green or Blue would be able to win around us. So I guess that's got to be the path we pursue. I'm not sure how we're going to pursue it, but that's the way. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we try to figure out how we're going to murder all of these people. And we'll see you then.